Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations coming at you today with another video on Cookie Run Kingdom. And ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be diving into some tips and tricks, man. We've been playing this game for, I don't even know, roughly almost 3 months now, since the game released back in January. We have learned a lot along the way, just simply from things that I have picked up along the way, some mistakes that I have made along that way, and not only that, we've got some things on here as well that we have learned from talking to top tier players that you guys absolutely need to be taking advantage of right away. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Before diving in, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so already, please consider smashing that red subscribe button and hitting that notification bell so you get notification every time we drop a video, man. We are closing in on our 1-year anniversary on YouTube, and I cannot thank all of you guys enough for all the love and support, but we've got a minor goal, and that's going to be hitting 5,000 subscribers before we get there on April 24th. So if you want to help me out in achieving that goal, then please consider smashing that button. So without further ado, let's dive right into the first tip. The first tip we've got actually on the screen here for you guys today is going to be combating that experience jelly shortage. That's right, if you don't already know, a lot of mid-game players are diving into chapter like, I don't know, 725, and they can't complete it because their cookies are not powerful enough to complete that stage. Now, a lot of that is going to be directly from not leveling up their cookie houses as soon as they possibly could and taking advantage of farming that experience on early stages. So to give you guys an example of what I'm referring to, if you go to your cookie houses, for instance, which generate your experience jellies in this game that you use to level up your cookies, and you click the level up button, eventually you're going to hit something like this, where they're going to start requiring Aurora pieces. And not only that, they're going to start requiring, a longer time period. You're going to start requiring additional castle upgrades. A lot of players are pretty much neglecting this, and I know, again, I can't say this enough. I know that they're leveling up the cookie houses a couple of times, but what you absolutely need to be making sure that you do is no matter what your cookie castle level is, you should be maxing out your cookie houses, man. I cannot stress this enough. You absolutely, this is the #1 building in the game, in my opinion, and a lot of other late game players in this game definitely would recommend doing first and foremost before anything is investing your Aurora pieces into your cookie houses and maxing those out, because the sooner that you can start farming and grinding out experience jellies, the better off you are going to be mid and late game when you're going to need all those additional experience jellies to level up your additional cookies, because once you get to the later stages, it starts to get challenging, man. And like I said, I'm speaking to all of you guys currently sitting at 725. It is tough. So you want to make sure that you are definitely utilizing that ability and leveling up your cookie houses as soon as you possibly can. And yes, that means investing those Aurora pieces. Moving right along to the next tip, and that is going to also be another mistake that I see a lot of new players especially making, and that's going to be not leveling up or investing in landmarks. So some of the landmarks in the game will produce what they call, stat percentages. So to give you guys an example, the lion statue here directly increases your attack percentage. Another really good option one, for instance, that I do not have, because yeah, I made the mistake, and that's why I'm bringing it to you today, is going to be something like the flower garden. It directly increases your HP. Now, these landmarks do not cater to just a specific unit or a specific cookie. Instead, they actually cater to all of your cookies, and no matter what team composition that you are building. And with keeping that in mind, that's going to be why landmarks are going to be so important. And I know a lot of new players especially are diving into the game, especially free-to-play players, and they're not utilizing the in-game currency like the crystals to buy these specific landmarks. It's basically they're shying away from it. They see the crystal cost and they're thinking, it's not that big of a deal. It's a little bit of a small percentage. Oh well. Well, guess what? As you get to the later chapters in the world exploration, or when you want to start mid-maxing and doing a lot more damage in the guild boss battle, these additional stat bonuses are going to do nothing but help you and assist you. So as you start to level them up, and as you buy and invest in these landmarks, like I said, you're going to make sure that you're leveling them up. But as you start to leveling them up, those percentages go up. Look at this. My dreaming statue already is at level 4 out of 10, and it already has 7% attack boost. Man, that is ridiculously good. So definitely do not be sleeping on landmarks, man. Like I said, that's a mistake that I myself have also made. So you definitely don't want to be sleeping on any of those landmarks that give you those additional buffs. Some people argue that as a free-to-play player, in early game, it's good to pick up something like the Ferris wheel or the gumball because you have a chance of getting epic soul stones. Now, I do think that picking up landmarks, all of the landmarks in general over time, is a very good option for any player, no matter what, but I definitely do not think that those gumball or the Ferris wheel is going to be something that a free-to-play player especially should be picking up on early. I definitely think that investing in other ones that directly boost your stats is going to be a way better bang for your buck. So just keep that in mind. Another landmark that is going to be absolutely worth picking up, and that is going to be something like the new one that is part of the Kingdom Pass, and that's going to be the Big Squishy Visitor, just because it's going to additionally give you some more experience jellies, again going back to the first tip, and not only that, it's going to allow you to utilize those Aurora pieces to upgrade that specific landmark to then, guess what, produce more experience jellies for you, which then thus helping you get over that progression wall, hopefully to level up your cookies even further. But that's going to be the second tip. Moving right along to tip number 3 for this video, and that is going to be inevitably the Cookie Castle. Man, I see a lot of players, especially new players, diving into the game and just bum rushing and trying to rush their Cookie Castle level as high as they possibly can. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've been talking to a lot of in-game players or whales in the game. It's a massive, massive mistake, man. I cannot stress this enough. You want to make sure that you are definitely leveling up your Cookie Castle, right? Because it's going to be inevitable. You're going to want to get in there. You're going to have to level up your Cookie Castle in order to unlock specific buildings or specific resources that you might need elsewhere. However, the downside is that when you get into the Cookie Castle and you level up the Cookie Castle, a lot of players don't understand that once you level up your Cookie Castle, you unlock new buildings in the building mode, right? So if you head over to the building mode, you unlock these new buildings. Now you might be asking, but why is that a bad thing? It's a bad thing because sometimes it unlocks new items or new resources for you to craft. Well, guess what happens? When you level up your castle, your things like your train orders, your things like your Tree of Wishes over here, these orders as well, or these wishes, they start to require that specific item that you can now craft. And where the problem lies is that if you progress your Cookie Castle far enough without buying and maxing out everything at that current castle level, then you're going to at some point halt your progression. And this is what's happening to a lot of players right now in the end game. They get to castle level 11 and they are so focused on trying to progress to level 12, they rush it without leveling up everything. And then guess what happens? They unlock a new building, which then unlocks a new resource that then takes 2 additional resources from 2 buildings that sometimes you don't even already have purchased. So therefore you have days where your train is not moving and days where they cannot complete a whole lot of tree wishes to complete their dailies. And why is this a problem? Because if you don't already know, the Tree of Wishes right now is the best source of gold in the game, and then a close second resource is going to be that train, man. Like I said, I just briefly showed you here are some of the awesome rewards that you can get just from completing those train orders, so you never want to be sitting still on your train or your Tree of Wishes. You want to be making sure that you are constantly fulfilling those orders if you are not doing anything else in the game. So again, I cannot stress that enough. Do not rush your castle level. Instead, what you should be doing is you should be hitting certain breakpoints. So things like level 6, level 8, and level 10 have been suggested by a lot of other players, top tier players in the game as breaking points to stop leveling up your castle. Do not progress it anymore for a short time, and instead drop back into your kingdom, level up things like your cookie houses, make sure those are maxed out, make sure that your landmarks at that level are also maxed out, and then last but not least, making sure that your making sure that your specific resource buildings that increase the quantity of that resource are also leveled up and maxed out to that specific level, because those are the buildings that matter the most in the game beyond cookie houses. Okay, so again, I can't stress that enough. Do not rush your Cookie Castle. Okay, it's the wrong way to go. You want to make sure that you are min-maxing your account at those individual breakpoints 6, 8, and 10, just to repeat myself, and that's what you want to be doing before you progress on. Moving right along to the next and last final tip that we've got for you guys for today's video, and that is going to be not investing in the right cookies. I cannot stress that enough. This game is not friendly when it comes to experience jellies, man. If you start investing into just random cookies or spreading out your experience too thin across too many cookies, you will inevitably run to a lot of progression walls in the world exploration mode, because you just don't have enough experience to divvy out on all of your cookies to level up those specific cookies. So I cannot stress it enough. Take advantage of the tier list guides that I have put out there, that other people out there in the community have also put out there. You can find them all over YouTube, on my channel since, but nevertheless, you want to make sure that you are investing in the right cookies. And that leads me to a little bit of a side tip when it comes to this tip, and that's going to be invest in the cookies that are more bang for your buck. And what I mean by that is something like Dark Choco. If you happen to get a Dark Choco, or you can get a Dark Choco, I highly recommend investing in a cookie like this, because there is team compositions that are used for PvE, that are used for PvP, and last but not least, that are used for the guild boss battle system. So utilizing your experience all in this one cookie is going to benefit you way more than investing in a cookie that is specifically niche to a specific type of content, because you're going to be able to invest the same amount of experience jellies into Dark Choco, but now you've got a cookie that you can use for all 3 sets of content, and it's just going to be way more value for your experience. So just keep that in mind. So Espresso is going to be another one of those cookies, a very good burst damage dealer, and a really good cookie that you can utilize pretty much on any content in the game, and there's a team composition that definitely is utilizing him, so definitely keep that in mind. That's going to be another really good one. Another one that you can use for a lot of content, and nope, not this one, is going to be Licorice. Sorry, it's early in the morning. Licorice cookie, another really good one. You can utilize Licorice for a lot of different types of content in the game. You can use him in the PvE mode, you can use him in the PvE mode, you can use him pretty much everywhere in the game. So definitely make sure that you are looking at those tier lists, taking advantage of that, and not wasting your resources investing in cookies that you are not going to use. But that's going to be it for me, ladies and gentlemen. As always, if you have anything else to add, please drop it down below in the comment section. I will try to do my best to answer those comments, and if not, hop over to my Discord and you can then directly DM me, and I will help you out as much as possible. But that's going to be it for me for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notification every time we drop a video. And with that being said, I will see you guys on the next one.